So this meeting is being recorded. So if you want to watch it back or send it to some friends who you think might find it helpful, be sure to do that. I'll be sending the link out after the event is all set. But hello, everyone. Welcome. My name is Brigid. I'm the Assistant Director of International Enrollment here at Niagara University. So if you're an international student, I'm your admissions advisor, but I also have some territories in South Buffalo as well, like Hamburg, Frontier, Springville, Holland, that kind of area as well. I have 3 outstanding guests with me today. They're current Niagara University students. They're going to share some of their college search experience with you today as well. So I'll kind of let them introduce themselves and kind of share any tips or tricks that they say that might help you find your best fit university. So take it away. Who wants to go first?
Okay, I'll start. My name is Maddie. I'm a junior sociology major with minors in ASL Deaf Studies and Psychology. As for my college search, Niagara was in my top 2 since I started. I looked at SUNY, I looked at small private, I looked at kind of close and far away from my home in Rochester. And I was also an undecided major at that point. So I was looking for really a college with small class sizes, an undecided program, and within 2 hours from my house. So I think one big tip from me would be to start with like a couple of those criteria that you want to focus in on when you're looking at any school. So you don't get too overwhelmed because there are lots of colleges to choose from.
Okay. Hi, I'm Grace. I'm a 3rd-year social work major with a minor in psychology. For me, I live 4 hours away, so I'm a little bit farther from here. I looked at about 10 different schools, toured all of them. Niagara was my 8th tour. I was getting very discouraged because I wasn't finding any schools that I loved. And then I came here, and as cliche as it sounds, really listened to that gut feeling that you get at a university where it just feels like home, and I just felt a community here. And also a big thing for me, I did look a lot of schools that were like big. I looked at University of Albany, so like that's very big compared to here. But I all in all decided that I wanted something small and a little bit more like intimate and like personal with like faculty. And I was super involved in high school, and I knew I wanted that opportunity in college too. And some of the opportunities that I've had here, I'm not sure that I would have gotten at a big school. So that was a big factor for me. So as Maddie said too, kind of know the criteria. So like, am I looking for a big school? Am I looking for a small school? Am I open to those different possibilities? Do I not care really? So yeah.
So my name is Tim. I'm a junior nursing major with a double minor in psych and American Sign Language Deaf Studies. For me, like Grace said, I kind of wanted that very small, very intimate atmosphere on campus. And coming here, you like pretty much get to know everybody, which is pretty cool for me. I was like, you walk around, you see people you know all the time. I applied to 7 different schools, private, small colleges, big colleges, SUNY colleges, colleges out of state. But ultimately for me, the real reason I probably chose Niagara would be our nursing program in general. So I definitely recommend like wherever you look, always look at the college atmosphere, but then look at the program itself. So like nursing for us here, we're different. We start nursing our 1st semester. By our 4th semester, we're already in clinicals. So we're getting that hands-on experience right away. Which I didn't really find at really any other school that I looked at. So for me, that was kind of the main reason why I ended up here at Niagara.
Very nice. So if you have any questions for Tim, Grace, and Maddie, you can put them in the chat. But to kind of get us rolling a little bit more, I have a couple questions for you guys, so get ready. We'll start with Maddie. How did you get your college search started? How did you know where to begin?
So I am the oldest kid in my family, so my parents had no idea what was going on when I started looking at schools. So I really took the reins myself. I really started by going to my guidance counselor and my college and career center at my high school. They had just tons of different like information, different packets and stuff that I got to look at before choosing what to actually visit and stuff like that. So I would say really starting within your high school and then branching out. As for that, I started my visits and things right before senior year started, so the summer before, and then visited multiple times. So I highly recommend going and visiting all the schools that are on your top contenders, and then once you have maybe a top 3, top 5, visit those again, because visiting in a different type of interaction, like an open house versus a general tour and things like that, you're going to get a very different feel of the campus, very different feel of the faculty, and it really helped me kind of round out all of the information I was getting.
Love that. Visit again. There's more. You learn so much when you visit the first time, so much the second time. It almost helps you reflect on the first time. Was it like, okay, was it just me being excited about being on a college campus, or is this just totally the same? Was it really as exciting as I thought it was the first time too? Also, a great tip about connecting with your high school. So be on the lookout in your email. We've been notifying our students. We're sending counselors all across the country to recruit right inside your high school. So take some time, sit down, chat with us. We're also going to be at coffee shops in your area as well too, if you're in the domestic United States as well. Tim, Grace, did you have anything to add? No? Grace?
I can. Mine was a little bit different than Maddie too, so yeah, I can talk about that. I was the second child in my family to go to school, the middle child. So I kind of, like, my parents kind of knew, like, financially, like, what to look for, although they did come to Niagara and say, wow, I don't think I've ever had a better experience with financial aid counselors and the counselors here, so that's yay for Niagara. But so, where do I want to go with this? I knew I started in junior year, so I would suggest to start as fast as, like, as soon as possible. I think I started the fall of junior year because I looked at 10 different schools. So that's a lot of touring, and I live 4 hours away. So I went kind of like all over. And it's just along those same lines, like knowing like what you want to look for. And I also agree with visiting again, because I did visit NU twice, actually within 1 weekend of each other, because I came for a tour and then I came back for Accepted Students Day, and then I was like, okay, I want to go here. So yeah, for sure, go again. I think that's all I wanted to add though.
Awesome. Thanks, Grace. Does anyone have any questions building off of the advice that Grace and Maddie have stated or anything like that? No? Okay. I do have another question. Throughout your college search process, so Grace, I know that you started super early, junior year. How did your college search process change throughout your search? So did you have something that you thought was super important, then all of a sudden you realized maybe that's not as important as I thought it was?
Are you asking me?
Anyone who has an input. You can start if you want.
Okay. I don't know if I have an exact, like, if anything necessarily changed. I did go to like all those schools, and like I said, I didn't feel like that feeling, and like everyone's like, you're gonna feel that feeling. I never felt that until I came to NU. And I did, and as Tim noted about like the programs, Niagara has one of the top in the state for social work, so that was huge for me. But I don't know if like anything necessarily like changed. I don't know if I like answered that, but
I kind of did have a big change where I started a change in major and where I wanted to go with my life, kind of. So I started out and I was like, I am going to be a teacher. I am going to look at education schools, and I am going to start that track right away. And then eventually, before I even got to college, I was like, this isn't for me anymore. So I would say that major, that intended interest and stuff like that can change at any point through your search and through your 4 years, because I am still thinking. So I would say taking the time to really not settle for a major. So for Niagara, I know they do have a really great undecided program where you kind of get to build a major and try out lots of different things. So I ended up choosing that one. But one of the things I did in my search at all the schools I visited was to take a list of their majors and minors and actually start crossing off majors that I didn't want to do. So that kind of helped me narrow down and pick a direction almost, because that can help relieve the overwhelming feeling of not only picking a school, but picking a life path. So that's mine.
Ooh, that's a good tip. I like that. If you're a visual person and you want to figure out what you want to major in, print out the list of the programs the school offers at the school you're interested in and just cross them off and see kind of what's left over to help you realize, oh, maybe I'm more into the sciences than I realized. So that's pretty interesting. Tim, did your college search process change at all?
So mine actually really did change. So my first thing looking at colleges was the program. So I looked at like good nursing programs, locally, out of state, things like that. And I got my like top 7 or so schools. And then from there, it went to campus life. So like with majors, I ranked them all, like what I think the best schools and majors are. And then I went like campus life, what the like campus life was like in each of them. And then the last thing I did was the financial aid aspect. So then I ranked them all financial aid and then took them all into account. And well, NU was at the top of all of those. So
Very nice. It's always fun when we end up on top. I do have one more question as well for you guys. And if you guys have any additional tips that come into your head, I'm sure that students here would love to hear them. But what are some questions that you did ask in your college search? And now that you're a student in college, what questions do you wish that you would have asked, or do you suggest asking for potential students?
I guess I can have a few. So when I was looking at colleges, main questions I asked was like, not only like, how are your programs and things like that, but I was like, what can the university provide for me in terms of like career wise, where I can go, like different internship opportunities, things like that. Questions I wish I would have asked are more like getting more like exposure before making a decision. So like asking more questions like, can I sit in on a class? Can I do an overnight? Things like that, because I think that would have helped. But yeah.
Very cool. It's kind of the same thing. I think no matter what school you're looking at, you should ask about the student support that school provides. So I know for Niagara, we have like free tutoring services, free writing services, different things like that. And a lot of offices like career services, accessibility, that are there to help you. So if you're at another school and you visit Niagara and you're like, wow, they have great support, take a look at that other school and make sure you ask them if they have the same types of things, because knowing that the faculty is there to support you is very important no matter where you end up.
Cool. I like it. Grace, anything to add, or do you think they touched on it for you?
I think they definitely touched on it. I also want to add counseling services is huge. The fact that is free here. And like I said, with that smaller feeling that I wanted, the faculty really care. Like they care if you show up to class. And if you don't show up to class, they reach out to Tim and I are both CAs. They do reach out if you are not there. And like just knowing like you're not just a number, where in some other schools you are, like big schools where they can't know everybody's name. But it's nice walking around campus and your professor's like, oh, hey, like Grace, and within like a week they know you. So like that's really nice.
Awesome. So I know we kind of emphasize touching on revisiting. I kind of want to dig a little bit deeper into that. What do you suggest doing after you visit? Like what practices did you do? What practices do you wish you did to kind of help you process your entire college visit?
So along with that, like I said, crossing off majors and minors, I'm a very visual person. So I was making lists at every single visit, every open house. I was kind of writing a pros and cons list while I was there. And then I could compare and contrast the different lists after I got home from each visit. And then that also brought up different ideas to touch on, or if I wanted to recontact my admissions counselor or things like that, I could ask about specific programs that maybe one college had and one didn't, and ask how they kind of make up for it. if they're missing a program that I really wanted. So listing is really important for me.
I can add. My tip was after I toured any college, while I was actually on the tour, I was taking pictures so that I could remember, like, well, nursing specifically, like we have labs, like there's nursing labs or simulation labs. So like I was taking pictures of all that so I could know and remember what the facilities looked like. But then afterwards, after I would get in my car, and like my mom and I would drive back to our hometown or whatever, we'd like talk about everything that we saw during the tour, like make notes and everything. So that way, like we didn't forget anything. So I'd just say probably, yeah, take pictures.
Okay.
Hi, do you have a question for us? No? Okay. So I think, oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, I
It looks like your sound's cutting out. Maybe if you have a question, you can pop it in the chat box for us, and we can be sure to answer it for you as well. But that's pretty much all the questions that I really have, short and sweet. Is there any additional information that you think you guys want to share? No, yes, no, maybe.
One last thing I'd share is like, no matter like while you're looking at colleges and like you get acceptance letters and financial aid packages, all that, make sure to always like go back and like kind of ask the university what else, or university or college what else they can do for you. So like you can always like appeal to financial aid office. You can always like ask the dean of your program like what more the university, like kind of what they have over another university. So I just say ask questions even after you already get acceptances and everything. Ask questions.
To build off of what Tim said, which is really good, I always say this to, I'm an NUB peer mentor, so I always say this to freshmen coming in: you are now your biggest advocate for your education. In high school, they do a lot of hand holding. In college, it's a little different. Like, so many people are here to support you, but you have to be willing to go and ask, and you have to be willing to go and ask questions and reach out to people, because everybody here is so willing to help you. And I want to say the same thing at all these different universities that you'll be looking at, but you have to advocate for your own education.
Very true, Grace. The university can have all the resources necessary. Sometimes you just have to send a quick email or drop by an office to get all the help that you need. Cool. Anything else, Maddie, do you have any last minute notes?
Say, to sum up everything that all three of you just said, keep connections alive. So even after you've left, keep your admissions counselor's email, phone number in your phone. Stay connected to them, because they can work things out for you, or they can make little changes. Kind of like Tim said, they are there for you. So they're trying to make this process easier and more beneficial. So connect with them and learn about the support, and it should make the process go a lot smoother.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Tim, Grace, Maddie, and everyone who joined us today. I will also touch on the fact that at Niagara University, every single student who has applied, inquired, you are assigned a one-on-one admissions counselor. So our job is to guide you through the application process, guide you through the admissions process, help you with your materials and things like that. We're also the ones who read your application. So get to know us, connect with us, call, text, WhatsApp, email, you name it, Instagram even. We all have our own Instagram, so give us a follow. We are here to support you and help you make your college decision process as stress-free as possible. So since you all attended this event today, you have checked off one box for the Eagle Experience Scholarship if you're applying for fall 2022 start. So congratulations on that. If you are interested in earning the Eagle Experience Scholarship, it's a $1,500 scholarship for your first semester here. Easy steps is 1, to attend event, which you've done today. Next one is to connect with your admissions advisor. And the final step is to submit your application form by Halloween, so October 31st. So we're both on the Common App, and we have our own application on the website. So we would love to connect with you soon. If you have any questions for us or want to know more, you can reach out to us at admissions@niagara.edu. Hope to see you guys soon. Bye. Thanks.